Only about a 30 minutes behind schedule.
Volvo, please. They need a mode in lobby to set the timer for creep spawn.
Yeah, so that you don't actually have to go through CM.
Yeah, that's
Although the only downside there is then you don't actually get the draft as a part of the replay file. Which I guess you're not anyway since they're banning Spear Breaker. So.
Yeah.
What does it matter then? I love you too, chat. They're giving me the middle finger right now. Is that supposed to offend me? I don't feel... maybe I'm just jaded.
You know,
I don't really care.
A lot of Asian people, when they point to stuff, they point with their middle finger. So it looks like they're flicking people off all the time, but they're actually
There's like
not.
a different gesture, right, for... in Asia, or at least in like Chinese culture right now, for flipping people off. It's not the middle finger, but it's another gesture.
I don't actually know what it is, if there's a different one, but...
What? You're Chinese, dude.
Yeah, but I don't flip people off in Chinese. I don't know what that means, but...
Have you ever flipped someone off in any language? You didn't always used to be such a zen, nice guy, Ben.
Maliciously? I don't think so. No, not when I drive. When I drive, I just yell at myself.
You yell at yourself?
Well, I just yell like...
yell out loud to yourself.
Yell out loud to myself, yeah.
Is that where, like, Zenlini really gets it out? You know, like, you're all zen, and when you see people, but really when you get in that car, you're just, like, screaming the entire time, "Serenity now! Serenity now!"
Well, they're, like, endangering my life, so I have a right to be angry.
Well, maybe you're endangering their life, dude. I've been in your car before when you're driving. If you ask the real Merlini police, you're the problem, not the other way around.
Well, me being a problem is irrelevant of them actually being bad drivers. It's
two wrongs doesn't make a right, Ben.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Any Zen master can tell you that.
I can still get angry at them.
All
but I do get angry when people cut me off and stuff. Or just do terrible parking. I'm like, really? Do you know where the line is?
I like the... there's a really funny... I think it's a blog where it's like the worst possible parking jobs, and you'll see people that manage to control like 4 spots with one car on a diagonal.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's like... I remember when I was college, there was a parking lot, and then like there were like 6 cars parked, I would say like 30 degrees off from a straight line, and then I look at the end, it's my friend's car at the end that started it all. I was like, oh god.
You asshole. Gave him a stern talking to at that point.
Well, everyone knows that he was a bad driver, so I just like, well, that confirms that theory.
Does he know that he's the bad driver?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay, and he's like fine with it.
See,
for a lot of guys, it's an assault on their manhood if they're considered a bad driver.
Yeah.
It's like you're less of a man if you can't drive a car properly. But not your friend, apparently. He's very comfortable with his lack of driving
He also
skills.
asked his mom what he should wear. So, I don't know if he's the best example of manhood.
I gotta meet this guy, man. He sounds like quite a character. Alright, we're gonna have a little skirmish over this bottom route. Oh, and there's a haste rune. Vangscore, so sad. What a remake. What a game. There's your stomp. This should be your first blood. No way to deny this, and... sometimes, Ben, you have those remakes.
That was weird. He like stunned the centaur and then he backed off at like 1 second prior to rune spawn. If he just stuns the centaur
and walks in to grab it.
Well, it depends on if centaur's standing right on top of the rune, because then you might have the opportunity of misclicking and not being able to click on it. But centaur wasn't standing on top of him because he was gearing up for a stun.
All right. Well, it was Navi US for the remake, so I guess you could say it's not entirely NiP's fault. But hey, sometimes you remake and you just get a bit unlucky here. So. Good start for NiP, and we'll introduce the teams once again for those who just skipped ahead in the VOD. But yeah, we've got Navi on the Radiant side, off to that 0-1 start. Godblack playing your safe lane support Bane, at least for now. That puts Mr. Less Than 4, Havost on the Necrophos. Off lane goes Funnick as the Beast, the Jakiro. And that leaves Dendi rolling mid as the Razor, and of course the embattled Vangscore Vengeful Spirit support. On the Dire side, Artstyle off lane is the Centaur. Immune will be going mid as your Ancient Apparition. Vlad will be playing your support Skyrath. That leaves Siniforka. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. That's not Nico, is it? It's a different player?
I believe they are different.
Okay. It's not the same one as the one on Power Rangers. And then last but not least, we've got Moon, who used to play on Power Rangers. Alright. We've gotten through the intros a second time, and hopefully it shall be the last.
So NiP still rocking the dual lane in the mid. Not really that big of a deal for them, because Artstyle, he did get first blood experience on bottom. He's already level 2.5. He's doing okay. The lane's not too pushed out for him. And there's one slight issue with Heartstopper first, is that it pushes out the lane, but not really quickly at all. Pretty
just so annoying to look at your HP bar just slowly trickling down.
If you get Tranquils, man.
Yeah.
Did you know Tranquil Boots stack? You can get 4 Tranquil Boots for 40 HP regen armor.
Yeah.
Well, not movement speed, but I didn't know the regen stat.
So you should clearly get 4 if you're role-playing.
No, if you're playing against a Heartstopper, then you're scared. Funnick.
Well, poor Funnick here, getting wrecked by the Scarith Mage. Nice rotation from Vlad. He will go for that counterplay, but unable to secure it, as meanwhile, mid lane, Dendy goes in for a big static link, and he'll continue to try and pressure this Ancient Apparition, but actually the AA doing quite well with a bit of early support from the team. He's 9-7. That's a lot of denies against the Razor early, but you can see Dendy, he's not phased by this in the slightest, still playing very aggressively. 2-0 your score. NiP off to a good start.
Vanscourt and Godlike are just desperately trying to zone out art style, but he's just making them waste their time. And yeah, he's not getting that much experience, but at the same time, these two supports, I mean,
the weird thing is, normally you'll see teams pick Necrophos because he's good at dealing with a lot of melees 1v1. At least that was why like Old Boys started running him right before 6.82 came out, was they'd run him against like an offlane Darkseer or something along those lines. You just constantly can kind of tank up, and well, they will go on art style here. Let's see if they get the kill. The stomp only hits Vanscourt. Not sure that's good enough, and if you get the kill, it's all worth it. So they end up securing one there, and it was a big time investment, but all those Centaur's levels bounce right back the other way, as you see Godlike and Vanscourt hitting level 3 off of that kill.
Yeah, it's really important for them that they secured the kill because they weren't able to pull or stack or do anything, so they're really relying on kills for experience. Funnick trying to disrupt this pull on the top lane. Ogre doing pretty well in terms of levels. He does have a smoke on him.
Smoke, no boots. Can he gank mid? Razor.
Maybe if they get a rune, but
yeah, I feel like they either need a +1 a rune or level 6 in the AA. Without that, I don't think you're getting that kill. They do have a +1 waiting here in the form of Vlad, though. As your Ancient Apparition will grab a haster, and the bounty rune activated for Godblack. Look at me, I'm fast, but not very scary.
Amine doesn't have any sustain in this lane. He went for boots first over bottle, and it's very difficult to stay in lane versus constant plasma field spam with a bottle crowing Razor.
Meanwhile, top lane, Funnick got caught out in an awkward position. The Ogre wants to snag that kill. Goes for the Fire Blast last hit, but Moon a bit quicker on the trigger with the Sakuchi. He'll grab it. So in the end, a secondary death for your offlane Jakiro. Normally pretty durable, but starting to really take a beating here. He does have his Tranquils. He's got that second ring of protection. As this build seems to have finally caught on and become the norm. Everybody's getting the double ring.
Ring of protection too strong
now.
The
new value item. Does it need to be nerfed?
I don't know. I mean, 175.
Cost up to 300 gold.
It was what, like 88 gold per armor? Now it's like 67 gold per armor.
Totally OP, dude.
Totally OP.
You remember what happened when Doom got that armor buff? Like,
hey,
he became the most picked hero.
Necrophos got an armor buff too.
Yeah, well, look how broken he is. Here we go. Dendy gonna use his ultimate in the woods just to do a bit of flash farming. The courier currently bottle crowing for him. So our mid lane has stabilized, and well, your Ancient Apparition slightly behind the Razor now, but that's pretty much what you would expect if he's left in a 1v1. The key thing here for NiP would seem to be get your level 6 on Ancient Apparition and get your Blink Dagger on Centaur. Though that second piece is going to be a long time in coming. He is quite poor.
Dang, that is a fat Weaver already with Midas.
Yeah, and he has hardly even used his regen either. Sitting on 3 tangos up against that constant liquid fire harass. But I guess when Ogre's there to take the beating, you don't really need it. Well, with a bit of a dance here in the river as Vanscourt walks directly into Artstyle, straight into the stun, but he lives and ends up getting the kill first. Nicely played by him. I did not expect him to live that long, but Centaur using the double edge a bit prematurely.
They really needed the silence.
Paying the price.
They need the silence on Skywrath. Most of them you'll see go one-on-one. If he has silence,
man,
he doesn't get
Dendy wants to go hard in the paint here, but he's only got the level 1 static link. Up in this range versus range matchup, does not up to level it up, as they will try to chase him out a bit. Artstone, don't think he gets a range for the stomp here. Definitely not now. Oh, complete hairball. As Godback jukes him out. Now the Ice Blast coming through, not really followed up well. Godblack will retreat, able to survive as Dendy goes in again. The level 3 plasma field cooling down. He's got his ultimate at the ready. And a 3-hero rotation gets nothing accomplished mid for NiP.
Oh, they see their opponent's Observer War 2.
Yeah, let's see. Can they deward this one anytime soon? No sentries yet. There is no gold on Vlad as of yet, but he's getting close. Still in good news for Na'Vi. Havosta's farming well. 43 CS. Tower has been pushed a bit. Glyph was already forced out earlier. They are doing well in the Razor mid lane, and the Jakira, although dying, is still getting his levels, which generally is the most important thing for him. That push is coming, Ben, and I guess the question is going to be, can NiP either split push fast enough, or just directly stop it? We'll see. Funnick. Drop his Tranquil Boots right in the shadow of the enemy tower, just so he keeps that regen going.
No problem.
If someone denies your Tranquil Boots there, you're just so sad. They'd have to sneak up on you from the north.
They can kill Dendi if he gets stunned by Ogre, so they have to be pretty darn careful here. Funnick does have level 3 Liquid Fire, no dual breath points at all.
Oh, art style.
So
he's toast. They've got the Reaper too. Delete him from the game for third. Oh, maybe not. The silence is there. A timely rotation from your Skywrath, and down he'll go. That looked like a freebie, but it wasn't. Godlike can't pop the stick charges as the Skywrath nuke comes in. Is there another one to follow this up? He should live otherwise, just barely. He's got 14, but I think he's going to hold the stick charges and just hoof it back to base. Looks like that will be the play now, so... Getting up
nice
to level
turnaround
5.
on Necrophos.
I thought he had that one for sure, but that Skywrath Mage Silence just ruined him. If he got it off quickly, he probably... I think he even lives there from the heal.
Well, all he needed to do was just Reaper the Centaur.
Yeah, he wanted to, like, either save it or just make extra sure that he got the kill. And any hesitation ends up costing him. As Vlad and Artstyle will group up bottom lane, they look to make a go here on Havos, perhaps. They are going to Stampede directly on top of him. Again, that silence. And again, another death for Havos. Vangscore trying to salvage this one. Not sure if it'll be good enough. He'll try. Artstyle in pursuit. He's going to have to back up. Nope, he's committed. He thought he could maybe get him to shatter there, but not the case, as Sanika also rotates in. He'll get stunned under the tower. They want this Venge way too badly. He's going to pay with his life, it looks like. Into the trees it goes, so he'll try for a TP out. Godlike needs 2 more auto attacks. Nope, not in time. Barely escaping. As Dendi goes directly after Immune in the mid lane. Not able to finish him off, but does force him back. And let's see, there is another Ice Blast. Does he go for a quick throw here towards the bottom lane?
I mean, there goes all his early farm on Necrophos.
2 deaths in a row. Is Immune doing the math? My eyes are fixated on this Ancient Apparition.
No Midas for him. A little surprising.
Okay. He's throwing it on top. Moon's gonna mosey on towards the lane. As Funnick, I think, saw this one coming in. He's gonna walk back into it. Maybe he didn't. Moon, does he commit to a dive here? Ice Path would kill him off. Ah, Moon. No chance in hell he goes in that deep.
He missed a Swarm. I think if he hits a Swarm, he can go in for a Geminate, and then he gets the kill with Shikuchi. But too risky without the Swarm tanking tower.
Yeah, he also didn't have time-lapse there, so definitely doesn't want to risk it.
I'm also a little surprised Necrophos didn't rush the Vit booster. That seems to be a very common thing for Necrophoses lately. It gives a little bit more HP than the power treads.
So Havost will now be given the middle lane. They've decided that safe lane just ain't cutting it for him. It's a bit more difficult to gank this lane, and in fact, they're going to rotate the supports here. Oh no, they're going top. Godblack and Vangscore on the move. Slowly crunching towards this top lane where Moon and Sanika are waiting. Funnick in position. He's got the level 4 Liquid Fire to go. Probably wants to bait someone in close, and they're going to take that bait. Hello, Mr. Moon. They're going to stun him first, and unfortunately, Ogre's already used his own stun. There's no way to protect Moon here. No way to cancel that Fiend's Grip, and down he goes. Ice Blast coming on through, off the mark. But yeah, no Midas like you mentioned. We normally do see it on the Core H Apparition just because he's so level dependent and does not farm well unless he's getting a lot of kills.
Free tower for Dendi.
He'll certainly enjoy that one. And now he's actually, remember, he got harassed pretty hard at level 1 and 2, but here Razor catching right back up, BKB in the works, and Na'Vi starting to recover a bit after those early blows to Avos, but have they recovered enough? Not if Dendi goes down here. Avos will go straight for the blink. No tank items of any kind. Just a very aggressive build from him.
Yeah, he's still really, really squishy. But it's a little bit difficult for them to get their jump on NiP, I'd say. Especially if they're pushing. Like, the Blink Dagger isn't particularly useful.
Yeah, you don't want to open with the Reaper either, in general. They're going to try it to open on Havost. Does the Mystic Flare will find him? He gets pulled. Havost swapped out, then walks back into the Ice Blast. Oh, mamma mia. I think if he had just continued walking back, he would have dodged that one, but unfortunately, Havost continues to rack up the deaths. 1 and 3, but it feels worse because he's an unchecked safe lane farmer.
Yeah, his net worth should be somewhat similar to Moon's right now. It's not that far behind at 1,200 difference, but I mean he had.
But Navi also has the tower advantage.
Yeah.
So if you factor that in, then Moon is actually pretty damn far ahead. Does have the Midas though. Funnick is currently chilling, and he's just popping liquid fires here and there. They want to make a go on him, but should they do that? Havost is ready. Funnick blinking forward. He looks for the... No, he's going to get caught out. Oh, not again, Havost. It's 4 deaths in as many minutes. Less than 4. No kidding. Oh, my.
Not his death count.
Yeah, that's one thing that's greater than 4. I mean, this is just not working.
I think he just needs HP and a cloak.
Yeah, like if he had, especially like mid lane, if he had a Vit booster or something, he definitely would have lived there.
Strength treads, Vit booster, magic wand, and cloak, and then
he could at least sit on strength treads. Like that's something he already has at his disposal. But he just wants to go. He needs that extra damage, dude.
You know what he really needs? A second ring of protection.
This is not a great armor game later on. He's definitely going to need some HP to deal with all these nukes. Multicast is now online. Your Ancient Apparition Ice Blast cruises towards level 2.
He needs a pipe.
Okay, he needs a Vit Booster and Ogre Club before a pipe, but...
all of the above.
Then a pipe would be nice. Oh, nice deny there by Immune. Pa-pow! Well played.
NiP is not really able to translate anything into objectives, though, because of GG Jakiro just pressuring all their towers. He's died 3 times, but he's doing a lot with his, even with 3 deaths, as opposed to Havosu, who really hasn't been able to contribute that much.
My big concern here for Navi is, I don't know how well they can push without the...
Dendi, his BKB's coming right now, but can they get him before?
It's coming rather slowly. That's got a long way to go. He'll get stopped. Double-edged as well. Skywrath nuke's coming in. Mystic Flare to boot, and the full combination, the full arsenal unloaded is... Dendi will die. Good news, as you mentioned, is he did buy that BKB first.
And they're going to get another tower.
Yeah, they need this tower gold. Havost just, he can't farm anymore. Not on his own. This at the same time, Artstyle will close in on his Blink Dagger. But yeah, maybe once he gets that Vit Booster, Ogre Club, assuming he does go for some sort of HP item, that will help. Let's see, up to 950 gold, did not get the tower last hit.
THG already has his Yules too, or it's coming on Chicken rather. So, a lot of items coming in for Navi. The BKB is really huge for them because most of their damage comes from just Magic Burst or even Chilling Touch.
There you go. Finally, Havost gets on the board. Mike. There he's heating up. I guess you can't be heating up after your first kill in Aegis. He's slowly thawing. Is that fair to say? He's defrosting.
Going for a kill on Funnick.
They're trying for it. Yules was already... Oh, was just used now. Slight delay from the game. As Funnick will retreat out. Ice Blast coming through, and... will it connect just off the mark? Moon is out of mana now. I don't think they actually get this kill. He's already on the int treads, and they'll have to turn back and run away in the end. Your Ice Blast just a bit off the mark, and now the turn might come. Funnick even wants to go in with a quick Liquid Fire harass. He will. He's got a Yules as well. He's got another Ice Path. He can go for this kill, but it might cost him his own life. He's looking for support. Goblek also on the way in. Moseying forward as Vlad and Moon make their retreat. Still in the lane is Vlad. Gets caught out by a Yule Scepter. Then the Ice Path to follow this one up. Your Skywrath Mage, maybe not long for this world. He'll try to turn the Mystic Flare thrown in completely the wrong location. Oh my, what's going on there? Now the grip to come through. Sanika also trapped out at the same time mid lane. There's a bit of a dive onto Immune. He'll end up going down here. It looks like the one more right click from Dendimon, or at least a Plasma Field. He's pretty much done for. In the end, he will fall, and it looks like Sanika able to survive through that. Well, they are getting a little bit of farm on Havost. Things looking up here for Navi Ben as they are trailing 9 to 11, but gold going their way thanks to these towers picked off, and more importantly, Havost is finally getting some traction. Nice miss. Nice ultimate there from the Jakiro. They'll bring down the lumbering beast. The Ogre will fall. That Behemoth is down, and Moon could well be next. He has a time-lapse to remove this dust, but a secondary Ice Path comes through. Then your Reaper Scythe. Havost, the 4th hero to arrive at this fight, will make it an easy kill. And now an 11 to 11 tie game on paper, but not really.
This Blink Dagger is way too slow on art style. they needed it like 5 minutes ago, and the continued pressure from Funnick on top lane has just been a constant thorn in NiP's side. They want to kill the Jakiro that's liquefying their T2 solo on top. They want to kill Dendi, but he already has his BKB. They also want to keep Necrophos down, but he's already gotten a few kills and almost has his BKB. So NiP, they can't really do that much about it. Weaver, I mean, he has a lot of farm, but he still dies very easily.
Ice Blast on the way. It will connect on 2. Your Ogre Club picked up. Havost gonna try and tread switch here to power treads, but that ain't gonna help him. As the chase comes in, Artstyle on the move with the Stampede. He gets that Blake Stomp initiation. Ice Blast has worn off. Don't need it. Mystic Flare coming through. Secures 1. Your Ice Path. Will it secure Funnick's retreat? Barely he escapes. But again, the Necrophos, that pushing engine, gets brought down. He did manage to buy his Mithril Hammer, it looks like. BKB is inbound, and boy, oh boy, is this a good BKB game. He desperately needs this.
Na'Vi wins the BKB wars too, even if NiP managed to get like 2 or 3 in the next 10 minutes, it wouldn't even matter. Razor's just going to destroy them at some point, especially with him getting his Scepter and just about 2,000 gold. He can just run in with absolutely no fear, and they're going to have to blow Stampede to run away from him. But with Reaper Scythe, good luck with that.
Yeah, and they don't really have great deep push. They have Ice Blast. That's pretty much it. But if Na'Vi are tanky enough that you can't go on them during that duration, then...
Well, he can't Ice Blast like all 3 lanes, too. It's like
yeah.
Funnick on top, Necrophos farming somewhere else, and then Dendi always farming somewhere else, too. Like, they can only kill 1 person every few minutes.
That's true. Well, if Na'Vi... Even if they do decide to group, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if NiP will get those kills either. We'll find out soon enough. Artstyle now has his Blink Dagger. And he's going to head back to the base, do a quick heal as... Na'Vi continue to farm the enemy woods at the same time, just kind of checking the overall state of the game. Besides the BKB, the Yules is out in your Jakiro, as mentioned. BKB even coming on the Bane. He's already got a Mithril Hammer and an Ogre Club. Man, that is a very rich Bane.
There's also...
Medallion and Urn out in the Venge.
The AA Scepter. That's huge. Pretty early.
It's a level 2 ult as well, so the solo mid pays off here, even without a Midas. It's a fast level 2. Wait, does Chilling Touch actually work on catapults?
I think so.
I think it did. I didn't realize that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It says only works against heroes and creeps.
I'm pretty sure it did bonus damage there.
Who knows?
Alright, well, today I think I learned something new. Unless my eyes are deceiving me. But yeah, Dendi's also getting his eggs up. So you're looking at Na'Vi, pretty much all their core items. I mean, there's a lot of room for these heroes to grow, but you imagine that having that crucial basic foundation that they'd look to take at least force a fight or 2 at the tier 2s. Maybe they don't put all 5 heroes in one lane, but do like a 3-2 split, and it's just difficult for NiP to punish that, as we were talking about. As long as you pop your BKBs and you're quick, then you're just not dying.
You don't even have to pop your BKB or P quick, as long as they just have a defensive swap too.
Yeah, whoever's protected by Venge won't even need it. That's a good point.
And
unless you walk back in Ice Blast, then you need it. That's happened. That's happened once so far.
He has BKB now. He can walk in.
Yeah, this is a Havost item. This item was tailor-made for him.
I think Buyback was tailor-made for him.
So the counter to Havost is Necrolite, then, you're saying?
As witnessed by this game.
The other way to counter him. He can be countered on either side of the Necrophos equation. It's the ultimate counter. Give him the hero. Don't give him the hero. It don't matter. In good news for NiP, though, they haven't started forfeiting tier 2s yet, but you just look at the overall state of the game, and you'd wonder, will this Weaver be able to carry it, no matter how far he gets? He's still up against the Necrophos ultimate. He's still up against a Bane Fiend's grip, with no way to break that grip, and he's not anywhere near something like a BKB.
Well, he has to build defensively, and if he builds defensively, he doesn't do any damage, whereas a Razor, if he builds defensively with BKB Scepter, he does a ton of damage. So the damage output from these two is going to be...
Seems like he needs to be like 1 or 2 items ahead, basically.
Yeah, or wait for it to get like much later or something like that, or if they can kite the Razor by some means, but I don't think they actually can. So Razor's just going to go kill everybody in the upcoming fights, unless they get like a really nice burst, but I don't think Dendi's as susceptible to it as Havost is.
Well, we hit the 22-minute mark here. Now, Na'Vi just getting into their triple header for the day. It's leading for now, though it's not an overwhelming lead. Only about 6k gold, 3.5k experience. It's solid. Dendy is your lead farmer, even against a Midas Weaver. But you got to keep in mind they have 1, 2, 3 towers, and they forfeited 0. So Na'Vi doing a good job of maintaining map control. They've got an aggressive Observer Ward in the dire mid lane.
Their Ogre is dirt poor too. Like no point booster for him. They need some progression on him too, to somewhat deal with the BKBs. Is just
I mean, he's naked, dude.
Mass multicast.
Look at this, aggressive from Funnick. Just drops a casual macro pyre in the face of 4 heroes, then just struts away. And at the same time, his team's gonna move on in mid lane. They've now got a Blink Euls ready. Funnick can quickly rotate and join his team, and macro pyre will be online by the time he gets there. Nice scores in position. Dendy with the Ags will begin the siege, and with Liquid Fire and a Razor ult coming down off cooldown about every minute, you do not have much time to waste and diddle-daddle. You're going to have to go in quickly. Moon from the backside trying to engage here. He does have his Lincoln Sphere online, but Dendy just mans up, cleans up the tower, and it comes at the cost of nothing.
AAL hit no one, and that's... Without AAL, there's no way they can win a team fight. And I don't really see them being able to just take many towers at any point in the game, too. Na'Vi is just doing a really good job of farming the map, splitting up, like Funnick's way out on his own, and he's just not getting punished for it at all. They tried to one time.
It is wise that NiP knowing the ult miss doesn't go in, but at the same time, you miss one ult, you lose the tower. That's a... You don't have too many backups, you know? You miss 1 or 2 more, and it could be all over. Godlike going for TP out, but Artstyle is quicker. They had an Observer Ward up here on the high ground. They spot out his rotation. They'll catch him in the pit. The problem is, I don't know how much they can punish this. Maybe they push the bottom tier 1, but they're not going to be able to just walk into that Roche pit. And even if they do go for the tier 1, they're going to lose the tier 2 top, most likely. Funnick getting aggressive there. The rest of the team on the rotation. Another nice Dire Observer Ward will spot this out, but it's one thing to see them. It's quite another to stop them. And there's just no stopping this Jakira, as Funnick will now find Artstyle. He tried to be cute with the deny, and that just ain't going to happen. Caught out. He will be ultimate. No, there you go. Yeah, there's your Reaper Scythe. Havos to secure the kill, and that ultimate brings him down. Still the tier 1 going to fall bottom lane, so a slight turn here for NiP. 1 for 1, tower for tower, but doesn't seem like a clear win either. And it's a support Bane for a Centaur, and that Bane already bought his BKB.
Gem complete. Now it's just a matter of time before Na'Vi takes out Roshan. NiP has to do something quick. Oh, Funnick. It's multicasted.
Multicast followed up by a nice nuke from the Skywrath. Is enough to bring him down. I think with this Ignite he will, and yeah, indeed he ends up shattering there to your Ice Blast. Still only level 2 on the Ancient Apparition there. Nowhere near the level 3 ult. Won't be for some time. Again, a nice kill for NiP. But they're just not really taking big objectives after these kills. It seems they still struggle to find that convincing victory that leads to something more. Na'Vi staying very close even with the Weaver despite his Midas build-up. And, well, Ben, if you're Na'Vi, do you just keep on farming this? Do you try to go for that push soon? Maybe try to break the base? Or
no, you go for Roshan first for sure. It's too risky to push.
Do you just walk into the pit? Do you have to find a pick-off?
Well, they have a gem, so first D-Ward. And then just push out the lanes, wait to see what NiP does, whether they try and, you know, smoke ink a Funnick on top or something like that, and then see where they spread out around the map and just try not to lose any more towers. They gave up the one on bottom. I guess it's okay since they got a T2, but still not that great for them. And then, I don't know, just get huge. They scale better into the late game, and it just takes like one good Reaper Scythe to force out a buyback, and even then it's... I doubt NiP can win a fight off of a buyback anyways.
Or maybe just to remove a hero from the fight. Havost has 3,400 gold. If he wants an Ags, he's pretty much got it. Pipe would be great this game. And it looks like Dendy will go... Oh no, he's going Refresher actually. So yeah, wondering if Havost will go Pipe this game. It doesn't really seem like a Havost item. It would suit his playstyle well, but... For Havost, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yule Scepter, Blink Initiation, Dendy walking on in. They will Stampede immediately to defend, or try and retreat from this aggression, but Thankscore going to get that nice offensive swap, preventing the retreat. Havo's going to be KB, uses the ultimate, gets the kill. Removes the Skywrath for 70 seconds. Not the most important hero to remove, but removed he is nonetheless. Let's see, do Na'Vi actually go straight rush, or did they just say, we're already top, let's just push this lane in, get some good aggressive wards down, and take over the enemy jungle?
These team fights aren't even close. Like, as soon as they see anyone, they're like, oh, we got a Stampede and run out. And they're just trying to play a game of dodge at this point. But
There's going to be a refresher very soon on Dendi.
Yeah, I don't think they can really ignore that.
Refresher on him, and the Bloodstone, as you mentioned, on Havos, so... well, the one downside is, I don't know if this heal will help his team if he ends up... It seems like Havos is dying a lot, maybe not anymore with the BKB, but up against that Ice Blast, not necessarily going to heal your team. So it's kind of an odd Bloodstone game, to be honest. Especially given the way the game started for Havos.
I think Pipe is a lot better, but Pipe and BKB is slightly redundant. NiP, I mean, they just kind of have to split push and take down towers, and I think that's mostly Weaver's job, but no one else can really do anything. Once they pop BKBs, like, it's the fight's over.
Unless they can bait them out early. I guess that's the main way.
Yeah, Dendi didn't even use it last fight.
And they can kind of hold them because they have that swap, as you were mentioning earlier.
And
so.
Reaper, and Grip, and Yules. There's so many ways to stop the Stampede. That
there's quite a few ways to deal with it. Tough times at NiP High, as they will look for this Roshan now. Na'Vi into the pit, Funnick, protected by Goblak out of side, will now be joined by Vangscore. 3 Na'Vi heroes, rotating through 2 in close proximity. As Havost and Dendi will make their way bottom towards the Roche pit as well. They're going to pick up this Illusion Rune. They'll probably move Commanded in just to tank the Roche for a bit. And here will be your Roshan. Do NiP even try to contest? They have an Ice Blast ready. They have no eyes on the pit, but they should have an idea. Just look at the map right now. 5 Na'Vi heroes missing. They're either smoked or they're Roshan. And they guess Roche. They're right about that. Ice Blast coming through. It's too late, though. Na'Vi already collecting their Aegis. They give it to Dendi, not to Havost. He does have his Bloodstone complete. Maybe they just want that heal to win them a push. This is the sacrificial lamb Bloodstone.
This is one of the biggest problems with core AA, is that you need better late game than the other team. Because if they play this far more, you're just going to lose out to BKBs. And you already have one of your core slots occupied by an AA.
And it's hard to just win the game early as AA. You can like find a kill here or there, but you don't take towers that well. They're just good. Wow, early BKB from Dendi. He's got Refresher, so why the hell not? That was your 10-second BKB. He's got 9 more seconds of magic ability. Even after this first one ends, they will get the kill on Funnick's Jakiro. Buyback instantly from the Skywrath as he went down. Now Vangscore swapping art style forward. He gets Reapered. No return for him to this fight. Dendi still with the 9-second BKB. The double ultimate just eviscerating this NiP base. And you just imagine Na'Vi going right back, doing it again. If they even back, they may just stick around here. Let's see.
No ultimate.
No refresher, so they'll chill. Weaver did manage to take down tier 2 top during that time, but hardly worth it.
I mean, they just lost Rax just like that. Dendi didn't even really need to pop his BKB. He just popped the first one just because he could, and he had to refresh for the second one. And then he has his Aegis on top of that. So how really do they kill Dendi? They have a long time up on this Aegis still, over 3.5 minutes, and they can just go down mid and rinse and repeat. And Weaver, is he going to really contest him during the BKB and just get zapped to death? I'd hope not.
It's definitely been a sloppy game for Na'Vi, but it looks pretty good right now. 1 lane of Rex down. They are 2-0 in Starladder Season 11. It's early for them, but off to a good start. Your Weaver, even with that Desolator, just doesn't hit that hard. Dendi happily tagging through it. Goblak fishing for an initiation here, but has no grip for 40. Moon will TP out. Looks like he'll make it out safely. At the same time, Sanika rambling through the Radiant Woods. No eyes on him. And simultaneously, Havost just power charging down the mid lane. Just completely out on his own. Now he's got a little backup on the way. Jakiro will reconvene. Goblak will join him, and Havost is anxious to get into that Na'Vi vs. Secret match, it looks like.
Oh, here they go. No refresher up on Dendi, but don't really think they need 2 ultimates to break this. I mean, he can just run up with Aegis. They have to throw so many spells at him to drop him even once.
What can NiP do? They can't really Blink Stomp. They'll try, but not quick enough on the jump in. They're also not in range, as Havost will jump in. Reapers was not used, just the early BKB. That's a bit unfortunate. They still have this defensive swap to back him up. And Moon will now join the fight. He's going to Deso charge on the Funnick. Blows him up quickly. Nice pick off there, but can they deal with Dendi? He's used 1 ultimate. He doesn't have the refresher. Doesn't need it either. Weaver blown up, but he did not die during the Necrophos ult, it looks like. And, oh, actually, he just buys back anyway. Not going to matter. Dendi able to retreat out. He'll get nuked down by the Ogre. Yeah, there's no eggs on.
Oh, they lost the gem.
On the Necro anyway, so scratch that thought. As Dendi will get caught out a second time. He doesn't have refresher. Na'Vi wiping with 4 heroes at the enemy base. Havost, the lone survivor. A complete train wreck. It all started with an early BKB from Havost, and just a really poor fight from Na'Vi after that.
Yeah, I don't know what he was scared of. I guess maybe a multicast from Ogre, but he's
But you've got the Venge. You've got the Venge, man.
Well,
it's a level 2 swap to back you up.
On top of that, he's not going to die in the stun, too. Like, he can just BKB after. It's not like they can drop him.
And yeah, just to correct myself, there is no Ags on Avos, so you can of course still buy back against him, since I'm just used to seeing my Necros have it, but just to erase any potential confusion. He did go Bloodstone, he is going back for that Ags now, but still at least they forced out the Weaver buyback, so it's not like it's a super easy defense. In the earlier push, there was a double buyback from NiP, but a Weaver buyback for 4 seems pretty solid. And they're just looking for more. Hasted Havost on the run, the Hasted Weaver on the chase. Don't know if he gets this one. He's pretty committed to it. He'll time-lapse out. If they can get a Yules off, they might be able to kill him. If they kill Weaver again, then it should be GG. But let's see if they get that opening.
Yeah, Havost does not have that much armor.
Ice Path coming through. Funnick again being chased out by the bug. The Reaper Scythe used. That will remove Sonika from the fight. Funnick not killed off just yet. He managed to go invis, but this casual Shadow Amulet won't save him, as Vlad noticed it and just drops down the Mystic Flare. Nice takedown there. That's a cute play. At least a cute attempt. It does remove the Swarm, which can be nice.
He needs attack speed.
Yeah, that's clearly why he got it. That casual 30 attack speed on Liquid Fire, which has a flat time cooldown. There you go.
It's for the breakpoints, man.
I'm not buying it, Ben. I'm not buying what you're selling, man. Sorry.
It also is twice as effective because he has 2 heads.
That would be pretty OP if it was. If you got double the value out of every item, because you're doing
that wouldn't be broken at all.
Well, only from head-related items, though. Like, you shouldn't get double the value from boots. But
so
yeah.
since he has
get 2 Helms of Iron Will.
2 next, so he has 2 amulets.
Yeah, there you go.
2 Helm of Dominators.
2 Bassies. That would be OP.
Well, he has. How many rings does he have?
I guess the ring goes on your fingers. Does he have any? He doesn't. Where does he put his rings? On the the little ears that come out of the dragon head?
He has like a, like T-Rex arms.
Oh yeah. They look pretty limp and flaccid, I gotta say. I don't really know if those can support a ring.
He can also have 2 hoods of Defiance.
Yeah, what are the other head-related items? Oh, he could be wearing lots of masks. Morbid Mask. Let's see.
Circlet
Mask
of
of Madness.
Nobility.
Double Mask of Madness, so you could die twice as quickly almost.
That'd be cool.
Well, while we're busy theory crafting, Na'Vi should be busy trying to end this game. Maybe they wait for one more Roshan.
Yeah, they just get the Roshan, and at some point they probably need to itemize armor against the Weaver. Since they already have BKBs, he's really the only one that can drop him, and he is very farmed. He is just slightly behind Dendi, who is even more farmed.
Dendi really shouldn't die in these. Oh, they found a pick off here. Sonika trapped out. Sleep to start. Ice Path to follow. And then the dual breath. In comes Havost. He wants to connect with this Necrophos ult. And this time he does have the Aghanim Scepter. So now it's no Ogre. Oh, they've added an icon. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah, I saw it in the patch.
I have not seen it since the patch came out. So very cool stuff. Well, no confusion there. That is the deleted from the game icon. As Dendi will march in. First ultimate used. He's got the second one at the ready. Should BKB. And then he'll refresh. And then he'll ult again. And yeah, here we go. Straight onto your melee racks. They're pretty much going to lose this regardless. Question is if they can at least turn. They go for the Blink Stop. Dendi was still BKB. That got nothing done. Now Artstyle gripped in the front lines as Dendi's BKB will finally end. The Weaver begins to work on it. But the Weaver ends up dying too quickly. Havost in. Just charging towards the enemy backlines. Down to the tier 4s. Mr. 4 going deep for this immune kill. Wants to auto-tag him down. It will be your Jakiro who gets it. Now that's 2 lanes of racks. They look for a third. Up to the top lane, Dendi will go with Vangscore by his side. Na'Vi, a very sloppy game. Very sloppy. Havost with 4 early deaths after free farm in the safe lane. Kind of a questionable item build. Then they have the 4-hero wipe, but it looks like Na'Vi will take this game regardless. They were good enough early. They had the solid draft from Goblak backing them up, and NiP just didn't really have answers to the BKBs. They'll march in. They'll look to kill off Vlad. Havost trying to use that Shadow Amulet on him was Funnick, but doesn't work when Havost is constantly running around, eager for blood. They'll bring down the 3rd lane of racks here, and this should be your GG any minute. Nice Reaper. Well, Ben, I'm still not really convinced by Na'Vi, I gotta say.
Yeah, their draft this game I think was just much better with the early tower pressure. Like NiP weren't really able to take any towers until far too late, and Yeah, no solution for Razor. Not that much physical damage aside from Weaver, but Weaver, if he's the only one that's even a threat, he just gets gripped or reapered or static linked or, you know, just focused down by Razor. I mean, it's just... They played well early, too. They got a lot of kills on Havos. Skywrath ran around. He secured a ace farm in the mid lane. He ganked top. Like, they did a lot. As much as they could.
Yeah, you run that HNAP Roshan mid, and then a Weaver core as well. Not someone who can really take the team fights. They go back in for Goblik here. Artstyle desperately trying to hang on, but your throne's about to be under siege, my friend. Mega Creeps are there. Just wants to collect a few more kills. As it looks like NiP will drop. They will drop to 1 and 5 on the other side of this equation. Yeah. So
they need an early Blink Dagger on Centaur. Maybe contest Necrophos' farm a little bit more. To be fair, they didn't really need to because he just died, but it still would have been a better game plan than what they had going, which is let them farm up, get BKBs, and then lose.
Well, NiP looking bleak for them to have any shot at going to the LAN finals from Kiev. They would have to go, I believe, like 9-0 from now. Not seeing that happening. I don't even know who they have to play.
Easy godlike streak.
That would be impressive. What a run it would be. Well, for now, 1 and 5. Congratulations to Na'Vi. Definitely not the easiest win, but a win's a win here, and they will improve to 3-0. It's a Na'Vi triple header today, guys, and coming up next, we'll have their second match of those 3. They just got done taking down NiP, so we'll update our scores here, and yeah, we're going to see the big one, I suppose. Na'Vi versus Secret coming up at 20 CET, which should be in, I believe it's in 5 minutes if we don't run too late. So stick around for that, guys. I'm LD. He's Merlini. You can follow him on Twitter at MerliniDota. Myself, LD, at LDDota. We shall return for more Starladder Season 11 action after this. Stay with us.